And here are some of the pictures that you sent in. The first was sent in from Akure, Ondo State, and it shows the state of this road. Our eyewitness reporter says the project, which started 5 years ago, has been abandoned twice by different contractors handling it. Our reporter says the road's deterioration has caused accidents at different times, and the dust has impacted negatively on their health. The next image was sent in from Anifewoshe in Lagos. It shows bad drainage channels, which our reporter says lead to nowhere. His fear is that this could get worse in the rainy season. And the next picture is a similar one. It's from Ikate, also in Lagos. And it shows a canal that our eyewitness reporter says has been abandoned for over 6 months. It's now been converted to a dump site, as you can see. Our reporter says houses close to this canal are flooded whenever it rains, and he calls on relevant authorities to save the drainage from further neglect. And finally, we have this image of a flooded road, this time in Obiok, Akpo, River State. Our eyewitness reporter says it was caused by a heavy downpour, which could have been avoided if there were drainage systems in place. Well, we thank you for sending in these pictures, and remember that you too can be a reporter and observe events around you. In continuation of the nationwide campaign by the People's Democratic Party, the Cross River State Governor, Leah Imoke, has asked Nigerians to re-elect President Goodluck Jonathan. Governor Imoke reiterated this at a nationwide PDP women's rally, which held at the 6,000-seater ultra-modern township stadium at Ikom local government area of the state. This rally had the president's wife in attendance.
It's a gathering of PDP supporters from across the 18 local government areas of Cross River State. Wives of the governors of Cross River and Akwa Ibom states, political appointees, and the host governor, Leah Imoke, are there to welcome one of their own, the president's wife, to Ikom local government area of the state. It's the first time the stadium is being used for any occasion since it was built. And before the campaigns begin, it's commissioned by the special guest. The business of the day begins with Governor Imoke asking everyone to vote for the PDP.
Today, we have a choice to make, and the choice is simple. It is a choice between going forward and going back 30 years. And that choice is a simple one. Which of you wants to go back 30 years?
Mounting the podium, the president's wife enjoins all Nigerian women and eligible voters not to be cajoled by those who claim to be agents of change, but rather vote for continuity.
People tell you change. They tell you change. What is change? Change is what? Can you learn left hand at old age? We better follow the man who said that I vow to do more.
As the campaign train moves on from here, only the electorate will determine who will carry the day come March the 28th this year.
And now to the House of Representatives, where the minority leader, Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, today apologized to the House for the walkout of APC members and the verbal attack on the Deputy Speaker, Honorable Emeka Ihedioha. The incident occurred yesterday during the debate on whether or not soldiers will be deployed to monitor elections across the country. Honorable Gbajabiamila, who was visibly upset, accused the Deputy Speaker of acting in the interest of his party, the PDP.
I don't feel, as a leader in this House, and as the leader of the opposition, I do not feel that we should heighten the political tension in the House. I think we should try as much as we can, and as best as we can, to continue to tolerate each other and have that mutual understanding that we are all in this together. And it is on that note that I would like to withdraw that portion of the statement that describes Honorable Emeka Ihedioha as the Deputy Speaker of a political party. And I hereby withdraw that statement.
Meanwhile, the All Progressives Congress caucus in the Senate has warned of an alleged plan by the executive to sack the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Atahiru Jega. Briefing journalists after plenary, the Senate Minority Leader, Senator George Akume, said the opposition party is aware of the plan, which entails the head of service asking the INEC chairman to proceed on pre-retirement leave. Our correspondent, Linda Akigbe, reports.
These lawmakers are members of the All Progressives Congress caucus in the Senate. They gathered to speak about what they called worrying developments in the country. Their spokesman sets the ball rolling, talking about an alleged plan hatched by the executive to sack the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Atahiru Jega.
We have received information from very, very informed source, a very, very credible source, that next week, the chairman of the INEC, National Independent Electoral Commission, will be given a letter, will be served a letter by the Office of the Head of Civil Service, directing him to proceed on terminal leave. We oppose the removal because it is criminal, it is illegal, it is unconstitutional.
But in a swift reaction, the chairman, Senate Committee on INEC, Senator Anduba, told Channels Television that the allegations made by opposition lawmakers are not true.
I don't know where they got their information from, because I have not heard anything about it. Nobody has briefed me or briefed my committee. Right now I would think it's a speculation, I guess. We are in a political, what do I call it, a political situation now that both the opposition and our party, everybody will try to take advantage of whatever they can in order to succeed.
Away from the 2015 elections, the APC lawmakers at a news conference say they do not support the nomination of Senator Musiliu Obanikoro for a ministerial appointment. Senator Obanikoro and 7 others were billed to be screened for confirmation as ministers on Wednesday, February 25th by the Senate, but the screening exercise did not hold.
All of us, we have agreed that we are going to oppose that. The 3 senators from Lagos State, they have written a letter to the president of the Senate saying that they are opposed to him based on this fact.
The Senate did not offer any explanation for the postponement of the ministerial screening, but a source told Channels Television that the screening would likely take place on Wednesday, March 4th, when the Senate reconvenes for plenary. Linda Akibe, Channels Television News.
Still on the elections, the Borno State chapter of the Inter-Party Advisory Council, IPAC, today called on the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to postpone and extend the forthcoming general elections to September 26, 2015 in the state. Because of some unresolved issues and insecurity that will no doubt affect free, fair and credible elections in the state. The shift, according to IPAC, will enable INEC resolve the problems related to distribution of permanent voter cards, personal insecurity of opposition party officials, smart card readers, vandalization of party facilities, indecent activities of the Civilian Joint Task Force, IDPs, and persistent activities of thugs in Maiduguri metropolis. Addressing a news conference at its Baga Road Secretariat complex, the chairman of IPAC, Comrade Babagana Musa, expressed fears that some security challenges still exist. Meanwhile, the Borno State chapter of the All Progressive Congress has called for the arrest and prosecution of leaders of the 23 political parties, calling for interim government in Borno State, despite the recent clarification by President Jonathan declaring any call for an interim government as a treasonable offense that is punishable under Nigerian laws. The state chairman of the APC, Ali Bukar Dalori said in a statement issued today that the 23 parties were acting the script of a former governor of the state who is desperate to take over power at all cost, even if it means sending the state into extinction. The Lagos State Police Commissioner, Kayode Aderanti, says he will bring to book all culprits in Wednesday's violence in Oshodi Motor Park. Speaking with journalists after the inspection of the area destroyed during the violence, the CP appealed to everyone to maintain peace and embrace dialogue. He, however, called on the Oshodi Unit Chairman, Musiliu Oluomo, to appear before the command or risk arrest.
Oshodi, one of the busiest commercial communities in Lagos, has thousands of commuters coming in and out daily. The ever-bubbling centre is presently under siege owing to the recent fracas between the factions of the National Union of Road Transport Workers in the unit. Property have been destroyed and all adjoining stores and vehicles around the station have been razed. The Lagos State Police Commissioner and his team visited the area to ascertain the level of damage. Mr. Aderanti warned that maximum force will be applied to restore peace to the community.
We've got about 19 arrests, and not just arresting the foot soldiers. We've got in custody people that matters to be arrested, the leaders of most of this faction. They're with us, and they're going to pay. They're going to be charged to court at the end of the whole thing because they've caused a lot of mayhem in this place. We've lost some lives and just have to pay for it.
Although no member of the faction is ready to give an account of what led to the violence, reports say that it is not unconnected to different political affiliations.
It's not good, it's bad. It's bad attitude. We are going to cooperate with the police and the masses.
We've deployed enough men, enough vehicles, and we are here to stay. We are not going to give room for enemy strength to come in and disturb the peace of this area.
For now, police say the situation is under control. Many arrests have been made, and the state committee unions are already wading into the crisis. What is left now is for the security operatives to take charge of the area for normal activities to return.
Top media executives and practitioners have been comparing notes on the future of journalism in Nigeria. At a forum organized by KPMG for its alumni on trending media changes, the chairman and CEO of Channels Television, Mr. John Momo, says the new media, propelled by social platforms, provides as much opportunity for growth as the challenges it presents to traditional media. Meanwhile, the CEO of Ebony Life Television, Mo Abudu, believes professionalism and expertise are key drivers for growth in the industry. Our correspondent, Olu Phillips, reports.
When tax experts, financial analysts, and consultants to various sectors gather to an evening of lecture, then it should be worth their time. KPMG has brought together members of its alumni, and they have chosen to peep into the dynamisms of the media.
Half of the world's population are actually on the internet. Now, when you think
rightly so, the resource persons are two leaders of the pack in their own right. Mo of Ebony Life shares some of our experiences as young media entrepreneur, capturing the changing content needs, what's shaping consumption, and the future of media.
There's a big future to be had, but how do we get that future is what we need to try and figure out, you know? And some of the key challenges remain piracy. And the other key challenge is skilled labor. There's a shortage of skilled labor. Now, we mop up at Ebony Life TV as much skilled labor as we can get our hands on. There's definitely an increased effort to attract and to manage audiences. The thing is, it's important to customize because you can't be everything to everybody. A news channel, when I want news, breaking news in Nigeria, I go to Channels Television. If I want breaking entertainment news, I go to Ebony Life TV. I think what's going to drive that change is going to be technology, is going to be the key driver of that change.
The media role of absolute change agents is fast giving way to other variables. The chairman and CEO of Channels Television, Mr. John Momo, calls it a distortion from the new media. But he's quick to explain how that transformation can be tied up in a nexus.
Today's audiences expect to be able to choose what they consume, and most believe that they should be able to contribute content and opinions too. Media organizations have recognized this shift and have begun to incorporate social media as part of their journalism content. What we are experiencing is a technology-driven process of accelerated change where journalism is being transformed. While there may be some concern about the damaging consequences of these trends for the quality of journalism and the professional survival of journalists, I believe very strongly that the current developments may in fact be paving the way towards better journalism and more independent journalists.
Participants at the event couldn't agree any less with the resource persons.
It's actually a disruption when you look at it from the perspective of what you are doing before, but it's a positive disruption because it's making you to do your business in a better fashion, and you're able to actually access a wider network, a larger number of people.
KPMG has, very deep skills, very deep knowledge, of the media world. So we want to be there. We want to be at that place, that's at the leading edge.
If media is the new frontier of business enterprise, then it becomes necessary for other sectors to begin to apprehend the complexities and opportunities, just as experts agree that journalism is more alive today than ever. Olu Phillips, Channels Television News.
When the news at 10 returns, we'll bring you our package of the day's business news. Do join us again.